Hello and welcome to Robot Carnage, Complete Carnage. This is where the battles are cranked up a notch or two, where some bots have some scores they wish to settle, and where new machines have come to see whether they have what it takes to enter Series 2. So let's see who's fighting first. First is a Vengence battle between Disco Inferno and Trillium. Disco Inferno think they should have gone through to the semi-final if it wasn't for them breaking down. Let's see what happened. They met in the first heat of Series 1. Disco Inferno were on top for most of the fight until they were appended by a pin under their weapon from Trillium's attack. They want revenge, and Trillium are happy to take them on.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
As we begin this Vengeance battle, Disco Inferno getting its weapon up to speed before it moves, but that is maybe not the best idea, especially with Trillium. They can get underneath them quickly, and they're a lot faster than they are, bouncing off of the side. That weapon is slowing down once it get up to speed, but Trillium are not letting them get going at all. Does the same thing happen? Nope, they're still moving. Trillium very close to the pit. Disco Inferno being pushed into the side wall again. Trillium are not backing down, getting the claw onto the disc, and they're very close to the pit. And it upended them up into it. Trillium nearly went into the pit! Oh, nearly in, and managed to get away just in the nick of time. Disco Inferno didn't even take advantage of that. I think they're too busy trying to cause damage rather than fight with tactics. And Trillium pushing them, and they've got them on their side. And that's it! Disco Inferno have no Shremek! They can't get down! Trillium are leaving them, and the timer has started to come down. They've stopped the disc. Disco Inferno can do absolutely nothing. And Trillium wins the match. Unfortunately for Disco Inferno,
Cease.
It wasn't to be. Sorry Disco, but Trillium is clearly the better machine. And now for a battle of the spinners. Lambda against Rotator. Both have powerful weaponry, so it'll be a test of durability and strength.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1. Activate.
Lambda with a one spinning disc against Rotator with a two, and immediately some pieces have went flying off both machines. The front panel of Rotator and one of the side panels of Lambda. And now, this is where the fun begins. And Rotator managed to get a piece of Lambda thrown it across the other side of the arena. So now they're just bouncing off one another. And I think Rotator has lost a piece of armor. That went flying. Oh, nearly hitting Lambda in the process. That disc has really gotten up to speed now. But Rotator has both discs spinning. It can attack the top and underneath. So Lambda's wheels are very exposed and nearly bouncing on the top. Both discs were stopped there momentarily. And now just for a pushing match. Don't seem to be doing too much damage and stopping that blade of Lambda. Clearly they have the bigger weapon, but Rotator has two for Lambda to worry about. Slamming them against the wall. It's a very tentative battle this. Pinning into the side. The piece went flying. The top of Rotator went flying again, and Rotator coming in, trying to get a good hit on Lambda. It's bouncing off the walls, slamming into the back. They seem to be using the wedge rather than the actual weapon. Why are you doing that, Lambda? Your main weapon is the disc. You are allowed to use that. Just because Rotator has a weapon at the back doesn't mean you have to use yours. It's not as effective. But pushing in, oh maybe it is, excuse me. Pushing Rotator right underneath the blade and bouncing off one another. Rotator slamming in and hitting the side of the wheel and stopping that disc momentarily. Lambda still using the back. Maybe try and push Rotator towards the pit maybe? I'm not sure. They're coming in for another couple of slams, and Rotator trying to get into the side of the wheels and pushing Lambda against the side walls. Underneath the wheels again. And that was another piece of Rotator went flying. But Lambda they've completely stopped. And there goes the timer. Lambda have been completely immobilized. It's taken too much damage. And Rotator slamming in again. And it's Lambda that are knocked out.
Cease.
Rotator proving that two discs are better than one, with Lambda's new paint job not helping at all. Next is a battle for a chance to enter Series 2. Two new bots, Checkmate and Elf, want to prove they have what it takes to compete, so let's let them show off what they can do.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Checkmate in the white and black, and Elf with a huge axe. Looks really overbalanced. Oh, that was close. Checkmate nearly got a good slam there. That axe is definitely far too heavy. And Checkmate managed to knock Elf over. It did side push into the corner. It manages to self-right. It needs to be careful. It's a big open target for an axe like that. Providing Elf can actually do anything with that axe. It's so off balance. It's unbelievable. Managed to get a few hits in, but very lacking in power. Doesn't seem to be doing anything at all, any damage. And Checkmate is able to get underneath with that forks at the front and that axe looking weapon at the back. And Elf is swinging that axe just in thin air, just hoping it's going to get something. Not much success, I'm afraid, Elf. Your aim's going to have to be a lot better than that. And, oh! Nearly run over the top of it and pushing it, and oh, that was so close. Checkmate nearly went in, tried to push Elf towards the pit and nearly went in itself. And oh, I think Elf might have just knocked it out of the way and then nearly went in itself. Oh, come on, Checkmate. That's very close, and Elf was too far away to do anything, but will still swing that axe carelessly. Until now, managed to get a couple of hits in, and it's knocked itself over. But can it self-right? Imagined it before. It's just crawling. It's just crawling into the corner. I can't do anything else. The balance is off. There we go. It's back up. Checkmate pushing Elf around. But it doesn't have too much of an offensive weapon apart from just those forks. And its pushing ability and shoving Elf into the side wall. Trying to self-right. I'm managing with the help from the arena wall, so I guess the axe is good for something, but it's not good enough to actually do any real damage. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to laugh, but this is just ridiculous. Pushing then, ooh, very close to the edge. Very close to the edge. Is something hanging out at the back of Elf, or is that my imagination? Looks like something's sticking out, but I'm not entirely sure, but Checkmate getting past. They don't seem to want to do anything at the moment. Checkmate seems to be struggling like he's losing power. And now managing to topple Elf over onto his back again, and the timer for the fight is starting to count down. We're into the last few seconds, and Elf is managing, and it's pulled itself into the pit! Oh, what happened there? Tried to self-right, and then just brought the axe into the pit, and then finished itself off. And Checkmate have won!
Cease.
You really couldn't make that up. But regardless, the Rambot Checkmate has a guaranteed spot in the next series with Elf down the pit. We may see them again, but who knows after that display. But now for tonight's main event, the Challenge Belt. Siren has claimed it is now unbeatable. Back with better drive and control, they want to make a point. And they have a challenger, Sparks. So now we have our matchup. Let the main event begin.
Roboteers, stand by. 3, 2, 1, activate.
Siren claiming to be unbeatable. Sparks will be the first challenge for them, managing to get underneath the back of Siren, pinning it against the barrier. Trying to get underneath it again for a front flip. But Siren's managing to keep its own. Right over the top of Sparks, driving over the top of it. That extra low plate added on to Sparks has now went flying off, and it is now useless. They won't be able to get underneath. But Siren managed to get underneath Sparks and pinned them onto the barrier. The flipper waggling and not getting down. They are pinned, and there goes a 10-second countdown. Siren are leaving Sparks alone. They are immobilized. They can't get down. And Siren have claimed that they are the best and proved it.
Cease.
And the first victory of Siren's run has begun. 2 more to win the belt, but can they manage? Find out next week for more fights and more destruction. It's going to be complete carnage.